fans because Kawhi Leonard has been traded back to the Toronto Raptors. He's going back to where he won his second championship back in 2019 and had about his best career or best season in his career. The Clippers get Brandon Ingram and Gradey Dick, 2 first-round picks, a pick swap, and 2 second-round picks in return. Um, DJ, let's get your thoughts before I go on this long-winded.
Yeah, obviously we knew it was coming at the point. Because once Shams basically starts talking about it, and then now when it comes out and they're like, oh, they're looking at trading him and the teams are interested, it gets serious once they say what teams are interested. And especially once it came out that Kawhi will sign an extension with only Toronto, that's what that's why I was like, yeah, it's gonna happen. I thought it was gonna happen last night, and we are gonna be recording this last night. But this morning it came out that the Clippers wanted a little extra because they actually view Gradey Dick as a negative salary, because that's kind of what he is viewed as right now. So the Clippers wanted either Jamal Shed or another pick. Obviously, they were never going to get Comer or Boyles. But I don't know why the Raptors were being so stingy. You're getting Kawhi Leonard. You're about to have one of the best defensive trios in the league with Kawhi, Scotty, and even Comer Boyles. Like that defense is going to be insane. Obviously, Kawhi was a plus 3-point shooter this year, but still the 3-point shooting worries me for the Raptors side. But obviously, when you can get a Kawhi Leonard for Brandon Ingram, you get a Kawhi Leonard for Brandon Ingram. For the Clippers side, Bobby's been saying they need to go with the youth movement, and they finally are. It's a new era there. We'll see what happens with Brandon Ingram if they reroute him. If they keep him, they might just want him to be that secondary or even primary scorer, because of Darius Garland. I kind of like the fit there. Just another guy to take up shots. He can help mentor some of the younger guys as well. It's just Brandon Ingram's just it's a weird.
He's
He's a
so
weird guy.
mad.
It's a
He's so
weird.
mad.
It's still a weird trade though. Think about it. Like Brandon Ingram was. I know you need a matching contract, but if I was the Clippers, I really would have pushed for RJ Barrett. I just feel like he would have fit more with the Clippers because at least RJ is gonna get to the rim, shoot threes. Bi's giving you your middies and then giving you some floaters and occasional
Occasional three, occasional drive,
occasional corner three. So it's such a weird fit, but the Clippers will make it work. Obviously there's a whole offseason to go. Brandon Ingram can get rerouted the day before training camp starts, and then now they got someone else in there.
I will say that is not a good idea.
Hey, it's not. Hey, it worked for the Knicks.
It did.
It worked for the Knicks, so
it very much did.
And they could just use that time to see like what they have in Brandon Ingram, and it's like, do we really want him? Does he mesh with our roster? And for them getting Gradey Dick, I like them getting Gradey. He could just need a change of scenery. For him coming in being a 3-point shooter out of Kansas, obviously, you would think like when Toronto needed shooting in the playoffs, Gradey Dick would play, but he did not. So then it has people thinking, especially with his contract, him being a former top pick in the draft, that he's just a negative salary, and that's what I was mentioning earlier with why the Clippers wanted an extra pick. So we'll see how they even view Gradey. I think Gradey could benefit well of having a change of scenery, having a playmaker like Darius Garland off of him to get him some open looks and stuff. He could do pretty well, and then just back to the Raptors, getting Kawhi Leonard is just gonna be good for you. He's gonna obviously take over that bulk of scoring, because if you look at Scotty, I know he was their number one option, but Scotty isn't really that guy that's gonna go and take your 20 shots a game, 20 to 25 shots a game that you sometimes need. I don't see Scotty as that type of guy. I see Scotty as like a number 2 and also a primary defender. So now getting Kawhi, who's going to take the bulk of shots for the Raptors, I like it a lot. I give both teams an A. The Raptors get their guy, and they just got reported that they're gonna sign him to a 2-year extension, most likely gonna be 2-year, 120, so about $60 million a year.
Yeah,
And
we were
then the
not going to give him
Clippers
that contract.
youth movement, they get some picks in the first round picks. I think they're unprotected, but they're in 27 and 29. I hope they're unprotected. But if they have
Oh my
protections on
God!
it,
So that means we have two second round pick or two first round picks in 29.
oh yeah, y'all will. But yeah, um, I hope there's no protections on those picks. The Clippers should have
Yeah,
been able to get out of this deal without needing protections on those picks, because it's like you're getting Kawhi Leonard. These picks can be
for the
unprotected,
next 3 seasons. For the next
literally.
three
So,
seasons, you're getting Kawhi Leonard.
but Bobby, take it away.
Let's just start off July 2019. I was at my auntie's house that night when we got Kawhi Leonard, and then we proceeded to get Paul George. Super excited. I was like, what, 11? No, 13? Whoa, that's crazy. 13, 12, 13 when it happened. Super excited. I wanted Kawhi to be a Clipper. I almost damn near thought he was going to be a Laker, but ended up being a Clipper. Paul George also came in the sacrifice of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's now NBA champion and an MVP. But um, man, 2019 was supposed to be the year. Didn't end up happening. 2021, brother, what a season. Kawhi damn near had one of his best seasons. PG was pretty solid. We went to the Western Conference Finals. Kawhi got sacrificed. Joe Ingles, I still hate you for that. It's whatever. And then Kawhi started dealing with injuries on top of that, ACL. Then he was out that rest of the season, and then the next season, and then it just felt like a never-ending thing. Oh, Kawhi, when is he ever gonna play? He's never gonna play. It was frustrating to a point where probably around 2024, I wanted Kawhi off the team. And now thinking about it, yeah, it's kind of, in a way, relieving, because I've been wanting the Clippers to do something different when it comes to either surrounding younger guys around Kawhi, or just outright getting rid of Kawhi. You know, he did a pretty good amount for us. He helped us get to that conference finals appearance. Yeah. Um, PG was along with that ride as well. They were a great duo when healthy. I will say that. Um, but Kawhi going back to Toronto, at least he's out of my conference. I will say that. Um, it might sting me for a little bit for the rest of the day, but I'm thinking about the Clippers' future now. As a Clippers fan, I've been wanting us to do a youth movement ever since we formed the Unction last season. Even 2 seasons ago, when Kawhi wasn't healthy, and James Harden and Norman Powell had to carry the team, and you know I wanted Kawhi to be gone, and he's gone now. In return, we got Brandon Ingram, former All-Star. I I did say he was mid, but when he's good offensively. Gradey Dick, I think, you know, he was a great college player. I will say that. Really great at Kansas. Hasn't been too great with Toronto. Hopefully, we could somewhat integrate him into the rotation, in the guard rotation. I think he plays small forward as well. So we could integrate him in the rotation. Maybe he could start a couple games, and then, obviously getting picks is great, since we're trying to go in a different direction. Now we have a, top 5 rookie that we just drafted in Keaton Wagler. Darius Garland's still 26, 27. Brandon Ingram's like 20, 29, I think. But still think we still have a lot of things to do. Benedict Mathurin, re-signing Benedict Mathurin's one of them. Um, you know, I thought we would got a little bit, little. I'm not trying to be greedy, but I thought it would have been a little bit better RJ Barrett would have been a great piece to this Clippers team, but obviously Toronto was reluctant on giving him up. Even Colin Murray-Boyles, which was their rookie last season, so he's going into his second season. Um, you know, it's going to be different for the Clippers. The whole Kawhi, PG, James Harden era is gone now. Um, it was a cool 7 years. It was 7 years, 3 playoff series wins, which is honestly not that great. DJ was saying it before we recorded that maybe we get rid of Ty Lue, just full reset when it comes to the coaching staff. Um, that might be an option. I'm not too sure what is going through the front office's mind state right now, but honestly, I do like this trade. I don't hate it at all. BI is on an expiring contract, so you never know. We could trade him as soon as like today. I don't know. We could reroute him today, or we could just wait until the trade deadline at this upcoming season. And then with Gradey Dick, like it's gonna depend on how many minutes we want to give him and if he will play at all. I know we still have a lot of guys that are ahead of him on the when it comes to the rotation. But I'm not mad at this trade. Honestly, I've been waiting for Kawhi to be traded, because I didn't want it to be like a Paul George situation where we could have took advantage of the value that Paul George had, and we didn't pull the trigger when we traded, or when we could have traded for Paul George or traded away Paul George to the Warriors. And he ended up walking away. We ended up getting nothing, and then we ended up having the season we did when he was gone. So that was whatever. But luckily, we were able to get something out of Kawhi Leonard. Um, you know, like I said, 7 years. He did some great things, had some great moments, but overall didn't succeed in winning a championship for us. Bringing the first to LA, and yeah. Now it's not his city, nor is it LeBron's, because both of them are gone. But um, yeah, Kawhi is gonna sting for a little bit,
It's
but I'm
Luka
sure I'll be
City.
fine. Oh yeah, it's Luka City now. It is Luka City, Luka Doncic. But yeah, I think that'll wrap up my thoughts. I think I'll probably have some off camera thoughts as well, but for right now, that's all I could really think of.
Yeah, no, I don't got
Yeah,
nothing else. The pick details, like who you guys are swapping with, and like if there's protections, that'll be coming in like the next like 30 minutes because the trade's not official yet.
right.
They're still working through like the pick swaps and stuff, but it is gonna be Kawhi for BI and Gradey Dick.
Yeah, so Clippers' potential starting lineup is looking like Darius Garland, Keenan Wagler, Brandon Ingram, Derrick Jones Jr., and Brook Lopez, with Benedict Mathurin off the bench as our sixth man. Defensively, very suspect, I will
Yeah,
say, in the backcourt at least. Um, yeah,
but even any athletic center is taking Brook Lopez and Eden.
that defense, that whole defense is suspect.
Robert
Now that
Williams would have been perfect for y'all. Dang.
literally, and now he's a sorry,
Why'd they bring him back,
but
bro? What happened to the
I don't
report
know.
yesterday? Let's end this video and then we'll talk about that. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys in
Peace.
the next one. Peace.